Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 1Game1Life. My name is Typo, and this is Baldur's Gate 3 Part 102, and this is gonna have to be short because I wasn't intending on recording this, but damn it, as you can see, like I was saying about the autosaves last time, I was just traveling back to here so that we could start the next episode here. I hadn't saved yet, and, like, this is literally, like, 5 minutes, like, not even 5 minutes after the last one ended. And this Ball guy came up and said, "You've made another kill in Ball's name. Take his hand and state your intentions to become Ball's servant in the Candle Hollow tombstones, and then transcend." That's almost word for word what he said, and then he ran off. And I wasn't ready to record. I wasn't, like, I'm not at all ready. So, this is gonna be a short one. Damn, because I was just trying to get over here because this is an entrance to the sewers. And now, we must bring a severed hand, prove our slaughter before the murder tribunal deep underneath Candle Hollow's tombstones. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. This didn't go how I planned it, but that's okay. That's alright. Let's go ahead and take another power up. We're almost there. That's an action, so I don't really want it. That's an action, so I don't really want it. This is fine. Action, so I don't really want it. Action, so I don't really want it. I guess we'll take Displace then. Our brain is almost completely corrupt by now. There's only 4 powers we don't have. And really the only reason we're taking them is to increase the power of Cull the Weak. By the time we have everything, anything we put under like 20 health is gonna be dead. Immediately. Yeah, so this is gonna be like a half-an-hour episode. I really am sorry, but I don't have the time for a real episode here, but since we missed something, I didn't want to... I wanted to keep you guys up to date on what we'd seen. That's my fault. How do I state my intentions, guys? Oh! Oh, I bet I put a hand in here. Does that do it? No? What is death but murder? Do I need to put more hands in there? Hand. 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 Gortash's hand. How's that look? Nothing? Give me Gortash's hand back. We'll come back for these hands if we ever need them, I guess. I'll take 2 of them. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I still have no idea what's going on with Candle Hollow's tombstone. Whatever. But, that's alright. We were gonna go into the sewer anyway. Let's go, for the first time, finally, go explore some of the sewers proper. Start from the city entrance. That feels like an appropriate place to start. And we are gonna work our way across. For about 30 minutes here. Down the manhole we go. Here we are in the lower city sewers. Great. We love it here. Okay, destructible wall here, I see. Immune to slashing. It has no resistance to bludgeoning whatsoever, so get Karlach over here and start swinging.
There we go. What's that?
Bang. Let's go. Okay. Here we are. What's happening? Why are we not moving? Okay, interesting. It wouldn't let me click anything for a second. Okay, I'm assuming the sewers are going to be massive. We've already been this way, apparently. Oh, this is the guild hall. The way into Ninefinger's office. Gotcha. Okay, this is where this connects. Good to know, good to know. So we need to go this way. Yeah, I'm assuming this place is going to be absolutely huge. Just enormous. But we'll see. We'll see what it's got for us. Did that open a door of sorts? Is that what the lever was for? What are we finding? We've been here too. This is where Orin had her little episode, telling us that she took Lae'zel from us. Speaking of, let's take a break for this and go visit the camp. Let's see what's going on at Elfsong Tavern. I love the music too, so it's a win-win, really. Magic mirror. What? What? Magic mirror? Dame Aelin, has anything changed, or are you still just chilling? We got a short rest soon, probably.
Mother's milk, your visage speaks of ill tidings. Speak, ally mine. What troubles you?
A wizard called Loroakin is looking for you. I didn't think I could tell her about this. Why didn't I think about that?
Is he indeed? Pray tell, what does he seek from Dame Aelin?
He put out a bounty for your capture, now there's a violent mercenary looking for you.
Let them come, and let them find me. Dame Aelin will strike down any who seek to bring her to harm's home. Yet, it is better to cut off the head of the snake than to let its slithering snakelings swarm us unabated. This wizard must be held to account.
Ooh, are we going after this man?
Wring his neck until he's dead.
Wow, I didn't know Selûne's daughter was like that. I deceived him into thinking you're dead. Yeah, but we could just kill him. What does she think of that?
The weasel out-weaseled. Well done, my friend. But Dame Aelin's deeds are great. Her presence, present. Sooner or later, he will discover that the daughter of Selûne lives.
Okay, okay.
Let us travel to his chambers, his lair. We will see him undone, in the style of the dead, unburied Ketheric Thorm.
Okay, I'm down.
Right away. I am as eager to meet him as he is to ensnare me.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wait a minute. I like how she bothers to use her wings when she's indoors. What are we doing? Did she just magic mirror her way out of here? What the? Dame Aelin left to confront Loroakin after she learned of his pursuit of her. We'll find them in Ramesses Tower. Okay, okay. Look how many things we've done in this game. Ah, this game is so good, man. It's so full. It's so complete. It's so detailed. It's incredible.
My favorite traveling companion.
Dude, your armor looks sick, Astarion. Gale?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Making sure I'm caught up on everybody here, because we probably won't be at camp again for a couple episodes.
Hey, soldier.
Sup, Karlach? How was it being in the House of Hope?
Ugh, thank the gods it's over, I say. My last trip to the Hells ever.
Wasn't any part of you tempted to stay? Hope will probably turn that place into a real home.
No such thing as a home in the Hells. If Hope's happy, good for her. But mark my words, some devil or other will push in and claim the place sooner or later. Stick around in Avernus long enough, and you'll run out of hope entirely. No, soldier. I'd rather live out my days in the world I love than live forever in a world I hate.
I respect that. Here for a good time, not for a long time. Okay, Karlach. I respect you. That's fine. Okay. Volo.
It is splendid to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, nice to see you, Volo.
From that mob, I'd be penning a guide to the afterlife based on first-hand experience. Perhaps you would hazard a guess as to why the mob turned on me?
I can't believe we haven't talked to Volo about this yet. That's kind of nuts. Speaking, I guess, cult of the absolute, they have eyes everywhere. I just assumed decades of spreading lies and misinformation had caught up with you. Or in the Red controls a syndicate of killers. Perhaps you've pissed her off.
Quite right. But it is not Orin herself who has marked me for death. It is her dread master. The Lord of Murder has returned. As
Yes.
he did 100 years ago, Baal has set his accursed sights on Baldur's Gate. And his temple runs red with the blood of the innocent. And just as then, he has more than one chosen to manifest his gruesome plot. He has Orin, and he has you.
Volo knows. Ball does not have me. I reject his influence.
I see that. You have at least a measure of self-control. But Baal's inheritance is not shrugged off so easily. The heart of a Baal spawn is a flipped coin that lands on its edge. Yours is a family set on self-slaughter. When there are two or more, they will destroy one another until a single heir to the throne of blood remains.
Yep, that's
In
me.
times gone by, there was an errant-hearted Baal spawn who stood against his foul father and brother, Saravok. Optimus.
One of the first Baldur Gate games.
I hope you are of similar heroic vintage.
I'll tell him this, even though I don't believe it. My vintage is much darker. I'll claim my birthright and the power that comes with it. Do I tell him that? This isn't setting me down a path, is it? I'm gonna lie to him and say I think I can be the hero the city needs.
I believe you will be. And I'd like to help the only way I know how, with a guidebook.
With a guidebook.
From my quill, but from that of the wizard Irenicus. It is a study of the Slayer, and may give you a much-needed edge.
Really?
To face Baal's chosen.
Oh. I already know plenty about the Slayer. Already know plenty about the Slayer already. I can become it.
And she would use that power for good? A risky proposition. It is a beast of unspeakable violence that consumes all in its path, including the soul of the one who is host to it. It is possible you could turn it against the city's enemies, but it would be better to purge yourself of Baal's influence entirely.
No.
Still, perhaps Irenicus's study will help you to work out some techniques for your own beastly form.
Hell yeah. New abilities, maybe? Power up, maybe? Tell me about Irenicus.
A genius. Exiled from his home in the elven paradise of Soldanessala, when
This
he
game is
attempted to
massive.
seize the power of life itself, he instead turned his magnificent mind to murder on a grand scale. That is how he came to crave the power of the Baal spawn. He saw them not as living things, but as tools for his own machinations. In the end, though Irenicus took the form of the Slayer for himself, it was a Baal spawn who thwarted him. The same that saved Baldur's Gate.
Okay, sorry, Irenicus is also from the previous games. This is a daunting task. I should begin my preparations now.
I am a living witness to Baal's defeat those 100 years ago.
No way.
So I know your battle against him is not futile. He can be stopped.
What do you mean you're a living witness, Volo?
Against him survived, and those who did were never the same again. I wish you luck, my friend. And I hope that when I see you again, you'll be in one piece. 2 or 3 at most.
Regarding the Slayer. I really hope this powers up our Slayer form. That'd be so sick. Redolent with the enticing smell of paper and ink. Even though this child of Baal has thus far been squandering the gift of their unholy blood, it seems that Baal's lash is inescapable. The graven god now has besieged them with the Slayer, the beast and prophet. And when they turn, their mind is broken, more broken than all my torments could ever render it to. I spent all this while testing the captive spawn with my experiments, trying to extract more of Baal's gifts from them, but they have brought the Slayer upon themselves. It seems that it manifests in moments of pure hatred, a divine hatred those of mortal blood cannot fathom. When the child of Baal hates in a way that pleases their lord, Baal himself descends upon them as his own avatar. Despite all the Baal spawn of Candlekeep has done to prevent Saravok's uprising, it seems Father must love them dearly indeed to intervene personally on their behalf. Perhaps if I continue my routine of absorbing all of the divine essence I extracted while the spawn was my captive, I can force Baal's magics to quicken in my own blood, trick the fool god into thinking I'm one of his own children. Thus may I tame the beast for myself. The book then continues with detailed record of Irenicus' experimental attempts to transform into the Slayer. Probably not, huh? It's more than 98, it's 153. What's amazing about the Slayer is that after you transform into the Slayer, if your Slayer form is actually defeated, you just come out of it in your normal form with all the health you had when you transformed. It's just purely a massive buff, straight up. Oh my goodness. Since when has that been there? I have not been paying attention to this corner, have I?
Call out, but there is no answer. The staff operate the dumbwaiter at night.
Oh, for supplies if you want to buy them. Got it. That's funny. Alright, Shadowheart, any thoughts?
Did you
Talk to
want
Jaheira
something?
and Mince Glass.
If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while.
Oh, Shadowheart. We're gonna let her down. I can already feel it. Will?
Let's talk.
Okay. Halson.
Oakfather preserve you.
How am I holding up?
I've been unfair to you. I've had unrealistic expectations of your character ever since I joined you. But honestly, you've surpassed even those. Seemed my faith was more than well-founded.
Jaheira. I got Minsk.
I think you might have made a terrible, terrible mistake. Huh? Chasing rumor halfway around the city and back. Crossing the guild. Wading through filth. Defying the one creature upon whom your very life depends. All for a madman and his rodent. The absolute threatens thousands. The entire coast. And still you risked much to help one man. I should berate you. But I can only say thank you. Your reasons were your own. But whether you meant for it or not, your fight is our fight, huh? Both of us. To the very end.
She loves that we got that. Minsk will be an asset, I'm sure.
He is an ass. I can make no promises beyond that. Even so, lead the way. We're yours to command.
Tell her about what happened at the counting house.
Clarning shape changers. And of course, the fool would follow their every word just because they wear my face. The great Archduke's coronation
Jaheira
became
approves.
his funeral rite. At least the flowers will not go to waste.
There you go.
Perhaps it is uncouth to have taken pleasure in that. I am content to be uncouth.
There you
And
go.
we learned something. One chosen thinks to send us against the other, while they sit safe behind their defenses. Good. Gedrick thought he was safe too.
Dude, this game has been crazy. Remember when we were just back in the woods, just gathering random people with tadpoles in our brains, and Shadowheart's Astral Prism was keeping us safe? We didn't even know what the Astral Prism was, or what its name was. It was just some mysterious artifact. And I killed some chick in the camp, and we had Scleritus Fell, our butler, come and praise us on murdering one woman. And we're just like, what is happening in this game? And we're like, level 4, we can only attack once per turn. And we've gone all the way from that to where we are now. And it is blowing my mind that this is all the same game. There has been so much that has happened in this game. It's unreal to think that it's all been the same playthrough, the same game. This is one of the most full games I've ever played in my life. It might be the most full game I've ever played in my life. It's wild. Wow.
Ask it.
Is it true that you fought the Dead 3 before?
It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder?
I like that. We've said this before.
Don't tell me which. Against all life experience, I will choose to assume the best.
Okay. Minsk, my guy.
A fine deed we have done to rid Faerun of this man. All helm hair and a haughtiness. Oh, this was the Lord Gortash we were sworn to do battle with, Boo. All the better then.
Do you remember why you were meeting with the Zentarim?
So dark an alliance sealed with Zentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining horde. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. We shall simply...
Of course.
Boo, why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words?
He actually talks to Boo. Either that or he's completely insane.
I see. This
Could be
truth
both.
You seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Boo suggests that, just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
Okay. Crack here, then see what shakes loose. You sound reluctant.
The worm has already whipped me around the city like a slack-backed pony. I have no wish to saddle myself a second time. But if it cannot be Boo who pops inside my skull for a rummage, then I trust you.
Okay.
Or Jahira, but she is currently possessed of an empty head.
True. Alright, let's do it.
Yes, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country.
It's as empty as a still expanse of open country.
Your
That's so good.
Stone Lord's face mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A whisper. The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9 fingers keen. That is what the Absolute bought Black Zentish Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster.
I'll have to let her know. So the Zentarim overthrow the guild. What then? What did the cult get?
What does it matter? Cultish thinking has occupied Minsk's mind for long enough. Now is time for doing. And
There you go,
this
Minsk.
talk of evil overthrowing evil, pah! Like a many-headed hydra biting at its own throat. Bring forth the hydra, says Boo. More faces for the punching. First we pop the Zentarim plot, then we show 9 fingers, the 5 fingers of Minsk. Yes?
The 5 fingers of Minsk. Okay. Nine Fingers did put a bounty on your head.
It is only justice, then, that we put a boot upon hers.
Okay, Minsk.
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now,
Wow, thanks,
what
Boo.
do you need of Minsk?
You're quite quick to call me friend.
Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends?
Of course we're friends, friend.
Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them.
Minsk is that guy.
Unless I die, or you die. Or you do anything at all to upset Boo.
Unless I die or you die.
Does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through?
Answer me honestly, what's with the hamster?
Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough?
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfectly, thank you. I speak with animals. I do, don't I? I speak with animals, why can't I understand him?
Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen.
Okay. Perfectly.
Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking.
A perfect animation there for that line. Does the hamster actually speak to you? Yes, he clearly believes that. Speak of something else. When our minds mingled, I saw some strange things.
The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
What self-awareness?
Memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting bridges too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Funny how they never made space for any of that in the songs. You're literally too dumb to be breathing. He's perfect. Never mind your pants. You've walked between planes, fought gods.
Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no?
Okay. Of course, a warrior speaks their mind instead of reading others.
Exactly so. If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale.
Minsk is that guy.
No,
For real, this guy's so sick.
If you fear you have a question that Minsk cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo.
Okay. I'd like to know a little more about you.
There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge.
We're the same size, but alright. Jahir said you spent a century as a statue on the Wide. I'd like to hear about it.
Ah,
You come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but very well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, we returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsk and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsk does not know. One moment we stood in the city's slums. The next, ambush. Then Minsk and Boo woke on the wide with stone dust in sensitive places.
So you spent a century? They spent a century as a statue. That's why they haven't aged and why they're still here. Got it. I was like, how is this happening? Now it all starts to make sense. So that's how you became known as the Stone Lord.
Perhaps this is the reason, Boo. It is not because of the legendary thickness of my skull.
And you never saw who did it. What was it like being a statue?
If you wish to know the answer to that, ask a statue. For Minsk, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago, then it is now.
Yeah, no memories at all. You inspired people even as a statue. So much that you cared for must have been lost while you were petrified. You inspired people even as a statue.
Jahira says Minsk and Boo were often draped in flowers and showered with wine. Still as stone, but the life of the party nonetheless.
That's the guy.
But there is no glory without action, and no valor without violence.
No valor without violence.
Yet made of muscle and rage and virtue, and as large as Minsk, but made of cold stone.
You traveled with Ballspawn before, didn't you? What do you know of them?
Boo has an inkling that this is not the question you mean to ask. I saw some hints of things when our minds mushed together, but Jahira confirmed it for me. You are of the same blood as our old friend, a Ballspawn, and as close to Minsk as if they were his own kin. That makes Minsk your uncle.
Is that how it works? What manner of relation does that make Boo? That's the real question.
Better not to ask. He has many dozen cousins, and not all are so open-minded about we who walk on our hind legs as he. There is a lesson in this. We are born into a bloodline, yes, but we need not be bound by it.
I dig that.
Take Minsk. He does not have a clear memory of the face of his father, but he does remember tugging on the thick, red whiskers that sprang from his chin. A beard for the ages. Who could have nested there happily through even the harshest of Rashomon winters? Now, look closely at Minsk, and what do you see?
Stubble? You don't have a beard. Whole lot of muscle. Fabulous tattoo. An idiot. You don't have a beard. Fabulous tattoo.
Your gaze is naturally caught on my handsome face.
Of course.
A face that is loved by all, but cast your eyes down, just a little. Not so far as to make Minsk blush. Do you see it?
You don't have a beard.
Boo is correct. No beard. There are more whiskers on his tiny face than on the mighty chin of Minsk. If Minsk did not inherit the flaming red hair of his mother, or the bushy red beard of his father, why would the spawn of Baal inherit his wickedness?
Okay. Wow, that is surprisingly insightful. We should talk about nature versus nurture someday. That's surprisingly insightful,
Many more
Minsk.
thoughts about beards to share. I did not know you cared to hear them.
Look at this man's arms, too. God, I wish my arms looked like that.
Minsk and Boo surely would, but you have so many followers already that Boo cannot pick your scent from the pack.
Alright. I might level this man off screen and see if we're taking him.
But return when there are not so many of you.
Sounds good. Alright. And this is where we're going to have to leave off. I'm really sorry about the short episode, but we got a lot of good dialogue here today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. And if you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. But either way, thank you so much for joining me on this journey in Baldur's Gate 3. The whole party's together. There's like 10 of us in here. 11 if you count Withers. Damn. But yeah, thank you again so much. 12 if you count Scratch. 13 if you count Grub. And we'll see all of you for Dame Aelin against Leroican, I guess. Surprise! Next time.